What's poppin'? It's your boy Jay.
It's your boy Leek.
And we are here with our first episode on the OverTime. Now, what this is, it's just going to be us talking about everything outside of sport. So on this first episode, shout out to the people that sent me topics and everything. So on this first episode, we're going to be talking about parenting. And that's it. We're going to be talking about everything around it. So me, I already know as a child, I was the firstborn. So I didn't really get beatings for real. So it was like me, I feel like I was the experiment child. It was like, okay, like I know there was time when my dad went to the grocery store. He would buy like 5 boxes of cereal because he wouldn't know which ones I like. Like, so that's how I know I didn't like Lucky Charms at all. Like, he poured me them in that junk. I was like, nah, don't ever in your life do this again. Like that probably like Lucky Charms. It was Lucky Charms I didn't like, honeycombs, Cheerios. Like, I didn't like none of that. But when I got that Frosted Flakes first bite of that, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. So yeah, I mean, are you the you're the youngest or you the middle child?
Youngest. Yeah, there's only 2 of us.
Yeah, so how you feel about that having the older sibling? That's what I wish I would have had, the older sibling.
I liked it. I definitely got to learn a lot, especially with him being my older brother. You know what I'm saying? Having an older brother, same gender and everything. You definitely get to learn a lot. It was pretty cool. I felt like, yeah, my brother was the experiment child as well. A lot of things that he might have been punished for or something like that, it didn't really happen with me or anything like that. You know, it definitely has pros and cons to it. But as far as, you know, having a brother, growing up with one, an older one, we fought a lot.
Oh, what?
Obviously,
what?
You know what I'm saying?
What?
I used to always want to, like, you know, be like him in ways. You know what I'm saying? I used to always want to hang out with him and his friends. And, you know, that always used to get rejected. And it's cool now because it's like, you know, we all grown. So, you know what I'm saying? We all hang out. You know, I hang out with his friends. He hang out with my friends. And that's all cool. But, yeah, growing up, I could never, you know what I'm saying? He used to get so mad.
Bro,
I have a few stories about that, too.
Bro, I can relate because being the older brother, there was at one point in time, bro, I used to get nothing but spicy food because I know Jordan was going to copy me. And he didn't like spicy food. So, like, when the spicy nuggets came out, that's all I would get. Because, bro, I used to get the snack wrap. Oh, yeah, let me get the snack wrap. I'd be like, why? like small stuff like that would annoy me for some reason.
I ain't go OD like that. I ain't go OD like that.
I wouldn't even call it OD because it was like, yeah, he would hang out. He wouldn't want to hang out with my friend. He would just want to like incorporate things that I do outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Jalen got some PSP. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what this is about. You know what I'm saying? And see, like, okay, I see the appeal. Like, I remember there were times where me and my younger brother, I'm the oldest, you know, of 3. And I remember me and Justin used to think Jordan was the favorite at one point because it seemed like, well, we would get in trouble for it. They would have like a sit-down talk with Jordan. And I'd be like, yo, what? And then I figured out, no, Jordan's just bad as hell. Like, at one point, there was times where, like, Jordan would get a beating every day. Jordan was just bad. Like, there were stories of where when my dad picked up Jordan when he was a baby, Jordan cried the whole way. He threw up and everything. My dad left Jordan, was like, all right, give him my good child, bro. Like, because Jordan was a handful since day one. Like, you know what I'm saying? He still kind of is, but, you know, he gets better at it. But, yeah, there's been times where it's like, and I always appreciate my dad and my mom. I was never, you know, we never really get yelled at. We were like, you know, my dad would tell, like, look, I'm a loud person. So I'm not yelling. This is just, you know, how I talk. So, like, there were times where we would talk, and if I got in trouble, he'd be like, you know, why would you do that? And I just tell him that, and, you know, it just go from there. It wasn't just like, no, walk in, you did this, belt. It was a talk to, like, no, you can't do that. And this is why, you know, if you do it again, then, you know, we're going to have repercussions. It was a type of thing like that. So it was like, you know, I was told that as a child, and it was like, all right, you know. So I feel like me growing up in that, you know, that household, it makes me want to, you know, do it to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Eventually when I have some, of course, you know, you know what's crazy? I didn't used to want a girl. I used to not want a girl, but seeing Mike and seeing some of my friends with girls, I'm like, all right.
I've always wanted a girl.
All right. I grew into it.
I've always wanted a girl, and that's simply because I never had a sister. So growing up, I've always wanted a daughter. And I mean, obviously, I knew it was gonna be a lot that was gonna come with that. But I always believed in myself as a parent to the point where it's like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're not going to ever know fully, you know what I'm saying? That's the mother's job. So, you know what I'm saying? Get the daughter right in certain areas that you know you can't, obviously, that we all know. But I think it's just having a little girl that you can spoil. And, you know, just a little girl run up to you that, you know, that's just
daddy's girl.
Yeah, they like, daddy, you know, that's just a one-of-a-kind love. You can't get that, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have your own son, it's still something special because it's like you are the first man that woman, you know, that girl's ever gonna love.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just a special feeling. I feel like there's nothing that can beat that when it comes to like relationships. I think a father-daughter relationship is the best relationship you could ever have.
Yeah, and I respect that because now it's like growing up. Like I never really modeled relationships out of, you know, people be like, oh yeah, such and such is goals, and that was never me. But there's one relationship that's always stuck out to me, and that was my ex-girlfriend Jada's relationship. Her parents' relationship was great because he has a son, he's moved out and everything, but coming in, how they accepted they were of their daughter, of their 17-year-old daughter, coming in like, look, this is my boyfriend. I was a senior. So now it's like, not only am I, in this man's house, it's like, he sees me dating his daughter. And, it was a respect thing from that. Because he was like, look, I trust my daughter. As long as you keep my daughter happy, I'm fine. And it was the fact that they still took trips on their anniversary. They went out and did things. There was a time where, like, when me and Jada would come, they'd be like, all right, we'll see y'all later. We about to go. And they'd be like, Dad, they in their, in their 40s, you know what I'm saying, still kicking and having fun. And they, they still hit the music in the club. They're still in tune with their, of our generation, but still keep the mindset of having that, adult relationship. So seeing, him, like you said, going back, you said that father-daughter, relationship has always been great. It always was great with them, and even when me and her broke up, me and their parents were still cool. Like, every time I see her dad is all love, me and him talk for hours when I'm at work. I see her mom, me and her mom always talk. You know what I'm saying? So, always shout out to them, and they, showing me what it's looked like, to model, if I did want to model my relationship by.
I feel that. I got a kind of similar, but not as good, man. Like, when it came to one of my exes. It's kind of hard to put a finger on it. I know that looking at it from this standpoint, it was like good and bad. I see that the way he treated his wife and his kids, he did do a lot. He did do everything for him. He made sure to keep his wife and did everything for her. And, you could sense the genuine, true love that he had for her. And that still hasn't faded away whatsoever. And me and him are still cool. I think this is more so because I was her first real relationship, and she was just only, I was a senior in high school when we started dating. She was only a sophomore in high school. So I think, with her still being 16, I'm actually 17 because I graduated a year early. But with her being, 16, me being 17, I think it's like, oh, you're dating an older guy. This is your first real relationship, and you still my baby girl. You're my first child. I'm not, really ready to let that go. So in my opinion, they were really strict. They were very constricting on her, holding her back from a lot because I guess they didn't want to let her go. And I feel like some of the ideologies that they did put out were kind of misleading and wrong in my eyes, such as, this is a big example, the man should pay for everything. I'm not a fan of that, only because I feel like, I feel like everything should be even, 100%. I don't think there's any type of masculinity or there's no role, there's no alpha dog that says, if we're both making income and we're both doing this and that, I think it's fair that, say we go on a date, we go to the movies and we go out to eat. One person pay for one thing, the other person pay for the other thing. It don't have to be two separate bills. That's not what that's not what we're saying. Crazy. That's not what it is. But I just think a man going broke for the woman, I don't see the point of that when she's she's reaping all the benefits without wanting to reciprocate that. And my ex, she did want to reciprocate that, and we did because of it. So I greatly appreciate it, and it was against her father's wishes. She had disputes with him and her parents about it. Because of that, And it's not like I was broke or anything, you know what I'm saying? It's not like she was carrying it.
No,
it's just like
take a little left off the load.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything wrong with that. A lot of people like to act like the men's supposed to do everything.
And you know what the crazy part about that is? The same men that don't want to be like, yeah, your boyfriend should pay for everything. Well, if that's the case, shoot, she should be cleaning. You know what I'm saying? We going by that. Like, you know what I'm saying? She, all right, since I got to work, this house better be clean and dinner should be on the table.
Exactly.
But we not living like that.
Exactly.
We not living like that. See, me, the way, this is such a touchy subject, but I'm going to keep it light. The way that my girl's situation is, it would never be like that when we get our own. Because it's like, if she works, the late shift when I'm home, if she's like, I know she's gonna be tired, that house is gonna be straight.
The house is gonna be
Dinner
good.
Gonna be good.
Dinner's
you know
good.
What I'm saying?
You got a warm bath for you. You know.
Yeah.
It's like
we can switch it up.
We can. Yeah.
And we can do both. We go half. So it's like there's parents that I see, where I tell everybody, every negative situation is a learning experience.
Always.
So it's almost like, when I see parents, within, my relationship or hearing it from my friends, it's like, all right, okay, I know that was wrong, so I know I won't do that, and I know how I would go differently about it when I have kids. You know what I'm saying? I tell my mom, and my dad's telling me, like, look, when we're talking, we're having a discussion, or when I'm in trouble, can we talk? Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't like that. I'm not being disrespectful, but I feel it. I just feel like, that I'm your mom and I'm your dad thing gets pushed over a lot.
It does. I mean, I deal with the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course. Just like you, I love my mom to death.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Of course,
sure.
easily.
Yeah.
She does, you know what I'm saying? That's my rock. She does everything.
Yeah.
I love you, Mom, if you know what I'm saying, if you listen to this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I feel like a lot of times it does get pushed, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, okay, I'm human too, and I'm an adult as well.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? I may be your kid, but I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
you raised me to show respect, so why can't, why does it disappear when we having a conversation?
Exactly. Why can't we be mature people and have this conversation?
Yeah.
You raised me so much to be this intellectual, this smart, and now you don't like it because I'm using it on you.
Yeah, it's almost like, wait, you can use it on everybody else in the world, but when it comes to me, that goes out the window. And it's like, but why? And
exactly.
But now it's being just because you question my authority. It's not that I'm questioning. I'm just trying to figure out why is it okay for everybody else but you. And another thing is, I dealt with that with my living space with my grandma. It was like I would say something. It was like, no, I'm not coming off as disrespectful, but it's like, I'm an adult. You raised me my whole life to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and all this. But it's like, why do you get to talk to me crazy and I'm just supposed to be okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I don't take disrespect from anybody. Not, you know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna be you either.
Like, yeah.
That, you know
respectfully.
Yeah, I say that respectfully. Like, I'm gonna be respectful always with you.
Yeah.
But you gotta be able to you gotta be able to reciprocate that. Because I'm still human too. And it really makes me feel like, wow, my own parents gonna talk to me like this.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, who else is gonna talk to me like this?
Yeah, like if you're gonna talk to me like this, what am I supposed to do with my boss? You know, talk to me like this. They writing the check. You know what I'm saying? You not saying I'm comparing the two, but it's like, yeah, I come home to you, but he's putting food on the plate. Yeah. So am I supposed to, you know what I'm saying, lay down for this man?
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying, because y'all are doing for me, I can't have a word now. I don't have a voice.
Yeah, and I just feel bad for kids, dog. There's a thing I see on I see on Twitter and it's on TikTok where it'd be like, say your parents are, what's the word I'm looking for? You just said it earlier. Control. I'm gonna say control. Say my parents are controlling without saying they're controlling. I see kids saying, they can't. I understand, you're not supposed to have some people don't give people social media to a certain age, like, like LeBron James. LeBron James didn't get Bronny, Instagram for a good little minute.
But, that's even more understandable because of who LeBron is.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people might see it that way. The way I see it personally is, I'm LeBron James.
Yeah.
Arguably, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, I'm arguably the greatest player. And, my son, a lot of people are going to look at him and have expectations for him when he
Yeah.
doesn't even know what he wants to do.
Exactly.
So putting him in this limelight this early, it's just going to ruin him.
Yeah, so like, back to what I was saying, there's people saying that, parents have, they gotta have, like, people in college, like, before they go to college, they were like, yeah, when I was a senior, I didn't go to prom, I didn't, wasn't able to get a license, I wasn't able, like, they had all my emails, they would see what class, like, if it was hard to make friends because, you would have to meet them, but at the same time, they didn't want people to know where I live, so it was just like, when they go to college, and I seen it because I'm a college student. I've seen, and you can see it without knowing anything about people. You can see I didn't see girls, I had to help people get to their dorm because they, kept drinking because they didn't know their limits because it's like, and I would ask like, does anybody know who to call? They're like, no, she said before we came here, if anything happens, don't call her parents because they crazy. And it's like, when people, and that's even, same way with animals. When you cage them up for so long, they get a taste of freedom. They ain't trying to go back, bro. They ain't trying to, because I know at one point in time when I stayed on campus and I had my car, the only time I was trying to come back to Dinwiddie was when I had to go to work. And when I came back to work, and it was one of them things where it's like, all right, I'm going to use this as in, and I'm not even trying to make it, like, say my grandma was bad or anything. I love her to death. She gave me everything and made me the person who I am. So if you respect me or like who I am, you gotta, she molded me this way.
Mm-hmm.
So, So it's like, there was some time where like she would say some stuff to me and it would be slick and she know it. So I'd just be like, all right, well, I'm going back to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, then they'd be like, well, nah, because at this point now it's like, you're saying stuff and it's just like, nah, I'm cool. And it's just some people, like, my girlfriend can relate. They were like, they used to dread break, like, winter break. Winter break for us, I don't know if you know, is like a month and a week.
Yeah, I know.
People hated that month going back home because of what they had to deal with. And I just feel bad for kids now that are stuck at home with that since we can't go to campus.
Yeah, I think this is one of the great things about my mom that I do appreciate and love. You know what I'm saying? Despite the fact that she does nitpick on a lot of shit, one of the things that she has, you know what I'm saying, she was never controlling. She always, parented me the right way in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, she let me have some freedom, but she still restricted me from wilding out. Like, following the rules, such as when I'm in high, until I was 18, I had the regular 11 o'clock curfew. Yeah. Not a lot of parents do that. They're like, yes, whatever. They already consider them grown. But my mom was like, no, you're not 18 yet. You're not legal. So, no, you're not doing that. I couldn't just stay at people's houses without her knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, without having the house clean, without having my grades up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The normal stuff the normal stuff that good parents will do. My mom definitely did that. And as soon as I hit 18, she didn't care if I was out past 11. She didn't care that I drove out. My mom did not, you know what I'm saying? And see, that's exactly what I was about to say. I know I have a lot of friends, you included, that even once you hit that 18 bar, it's like, no, you're still under my roof, so you still follow my rules. You still can't go past my curfew. Yeah. When my mom never did that. She always was like, you're 18 now. You can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your home. This is where you live. And if I ever got into some trouble, I always knew I could call my mom. It won't never know. No, don't call my parents. Don't call my mom. She gonna be mad at me. She gonna wild out. Yeah. Man, I you know what I'm saying? To this day, if it's a situation that dire, that needy, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, I really don't have nobody I can go to, because I don't always want to bug my mom with situations that if I can fix it, ain't no point in even telling her, because as her still being the mom, you're still going to hear it. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're still going to hear it forever. So if it was situations I knew that it didn't matter, I wouldn't tell her. But if it was something, man, I really can't do it. She, you know what I'm saying? It was never anything bad. I came to her. She always came through. And honestly, those are the times where I didn't even hear shit back. I didn't even hear no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they respect the fact that you told them
it's
that,
like, I didn't hear shit back. So it's crazy. Like, so yeah, my mom never held me back out of.
And I already know, because That's how my dad is. That's how my dad was. Me and my dad was skipping around camping. We were like, oh yeah, you ready? Like my dad was more excited for me to go to college than I was. And then, he was like, oh, there's a gym here so you can hoop too? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, dude. Of course, he gave the dad like, hey, look. You know what I'm saying? You got a room. My dad made sure. I had a dorm to myself. Like I had a room. I just had roommates, so I had a room to myself. So I'm gonna let y'all mind and wonder what that. My dad made sure, like, look. You 18. You about to be in college. You about to be a freshman. You about to see a lot. So you about to have a room to yourself. So I always, shout out to him for that. He really made sure. Him and my mom. And the thing was, he helped me negotiate my mom what college choices I was gonna go to. Cause my mom was about to, send me to Liberty. My dad was like, "My son's not going to Liberty."
No, no,
yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, my dad sir. Yeah, my dad was like, "Yeah, my son's not going to Liberty. If I gotta pay it out of pocket myself, that's the last place he's going."
I'm not going to no school where I'm like,
gotta make the bed, bro.
Yeah,
I promise you, I didn't make
come
my.
on,
bro,
I can't have no females in the gym with me.
I never made my bed as long as I was at Richard Bland. And you know what's funny? I know my mom would come. I'd be like, Mom, I just rolled out of bed. I used to hit her with I rolled out of bed when you came. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was one of them things where like seeing how your mom is, I'm adding stuff to my bag. Like when I get with Karen, I know that's how I'm trying to be. You know what I'm saying? And seeing, how your mom treats you with that, and seeing how, Jada's dad treats her daughter, I can understand, it's not always that, oh, my daughter's not allowed to wear this, that, and the third, and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, Jada, she used to wear some tight fitted stuff, and, and her dad would just be like, that look good on you. You know what I'm saying? He was more supportive than like, no, take that off. You can't wear this. And, he would like let her go on girls. Like I remember she was going on girl trips to the beach. Like when she first late 17 about to turn 18. And it was just like, yo, that's dope, bro. That's dope that the stereotype is not like, because what the stereotype is, moms love their boys, but moms teach their daughter. It's almost like, yo, there's one that's very close to home to that. I ain't going to elaborate on that because we would be here all day for that one. But yeah, it's like, yo, it's dope to see that it's possible to do that with, both, boys and girls growing up. So seeing that it's possible, it just, it kind of sucks to see it at hand. It's like, dang. You know what I'm saying? And then I believe like parents get upset when you want to leave. Like they be like, why? What made why?
What I do?
What made you think about this? Once you leave, you can't come back. And it's like you threatened me with a good time at that point. Like
yeah, man, that's crazy enough too. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom have had our fair share of arguments. Being kicked out, brought my, got brought back.
I don't even live with my grandma.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I've had a few of those, but my mom has always told me, she was like, you will always have a, you always have a roof under your head here. I would never withhold you from that. Yeah. You can leave if you want. Shit, you know what I'm saying? She always, she never keeps me from, she's like, you can leave if you want. And everything, and she was like, despite through everything, if if it's ever necessary, it's gonna come with a price. It's gonna come with nowadays. It's gonna come with a price. Hey, look, but yeah, like you know what I'm saying. But you always got a roof, and I think that's one thing that I do. I love. Of course, it's gonna always come with a price. It ain't free. I'm an adult. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way how when we talking, I want to be treated like one. When it comes to shit like that, what I'm saying, I gotta be treated like one.
And don't be pick and choose. Like, all right, yeah, you adult, you can do this, but now it's like, why are you coming in my house so late? Like, what? You can't.
She don't never. Yeah, she never.
You can't be picky like that because now it's almost like now I'm an adult when it's. What I'm saying? Okay for you.
Only for your benefit.
Yeah, and that's...
You need me to go get this and get that for you because I'm an adult.
Yeah, and that's...
You know what I'm saying?
And that's one thing, it's like, yo, you gotta check in. And I tell it, and then the old saying is treat people the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Like, an old saying, yes, but it holds so much truth to it. Because, like, saying something... And I tell my mom, I said, Mom, if your mom would have said this to you at your age, how would that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? When she be talking to Jordan sometimes, she was like, well, Jay, you got I said, I'm not asking that you got to understand. I'm coming to you as your son, how would you feel? And then, she would realize, like, you know what, I would mess up. And one thing about my mom and dad, they knew how to apologize. Even if, I was wrong, they taught me, like, look, own up to your wrongs. No matter how bad it is, owning up to it, it may not, you may have lost what you had, but at least they know you came clean about it. So that's always been with me. Like, even with, when I messed up, when my exes or, got in trouble with my parents, I was always like, look, you're right. I messed up and I apologize about that. And it's at the point now where, like, when I was in and out with my grandma, Jordan and my mom, moved in with my dad. So I took his room. And now it's just been like, everything's been fine. I still tell my mom, if I'm about to leave and she's out, like, look, I'm about to go. She's like, all right, let me know when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Simple stuff like that, because it's at the same time, I ain't paying for nothing there. I ain't paying for nothing. I still, if they going, I still do my part. I clean the dish. Like, all right, I know they ain't going to be until late. They ain't going to want to do this when they get here. So, you know what I'm saying? I still let me know, like, look, dang. Even though you're my mom, this is still your house. You know what I'm saying? So I still got to, do a little something here and there for them to let you know I'm appreciated.
I'm wired a little differently. I pay rent here, but not a lot at all, honestly. Like, it's especially compared to, like, the real world.
Oh, yeah.
But, I pay some rent to help out. And I know good and damn well that house better be clean. It ain't okay, I'm going to let you rest. No, I already know the house. Yeah, I gotta make sure shit's straight around here. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It does teach you, that does teach you responsibility, gets you on a fixed schedule. It's like, okay, so you're wired to the point where I know if I get my own spot, even if I, like, decide to be like, I don't feel like doing the dishes, man. You know what I'm saying? I might wait a day, a second day, a third day. Yeah. But it's like the fourth day, it's like, nah, it's so deep. Yeah, like, nah, it's getting OD, bro. It's time for me to do it.
Don't start smelling.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's getting to that point. Like, a lot of people really just let that shit sit. And I feel like the only reason why I don't always do it on that day is because I'm forced to do it every day. Yeah. So it's like, well, if I can get the breed, I'm like, man, nah, hold on, I'm gonna let it chill. Yeah. But I ain't gonna never let it get to the point where it's gonna fuck some shit up. Never. Yeah, but go ahead.
It's one point where it's like another, disagreement with my grandma. She would hit me with the, hey, when you get the chance, can you do this? Or you ain't gotta get up now, but do. And I'd be like, all right. Man, hours go by. Why you ain't do that yet?
It's like, nah, you said, yeah. It's like, nah, you said when I'm good.
Get into it with her. I said, you can. I said, no, even not even. Just tell me, like, can you do this now? And then I guess she thought, I need it done now. All right. And then, why you looking like that when you do it? It don't matter now. You told me to do it now. So it don't matter.
It's like, no.
It don't matter why I look like that. It's what you want done is getting done. Now I'm going back in the trip. You know what I'm saying? You need anything else while I'm up?
Facts, because it's like, I swear to God, I'm not getting back up.
I'll get up for my benefit.
Yeah, it's going to be an argument, yo.
Me.
You already know. So, what do you think when raising a child is the best way to keep them, I guess, like, just on, like, out of trouble, like, just to, not even trying to be stereotypical, but just like, okay, for instance, you know what I'm saying, your son wants to be a gangbanger, or you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, you feel like your daughter is too wild. What do you feel like is the best way to keep all of that balance? Like, because, for me, just for an example, from a man's perspective, like, my mom, kept me and my brother in sports, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you play sports and stuff too. Yeah. And at first, it's like one of them things where it's like, okay, it's cool. But off rip, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you want to play football. You think, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. But you end up loving it instantly. Or basketball. Yeah. You end up loving it instantly. And it's like, that does keep you grounded because you're so focused on this and that. But it also gets to the point where there are a lot of crazy hoopers or footballers or whatever sport that it is that they play. They also do shit like that. And shit can go wrong with them, like either during high school or in college or whatever. And it's not, you know what I'm saying, they need to turn the game banging or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like, what do you think is the best way to balance that out to create such a person that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I tell everybody, there's not a set of rules that I haven't took from someone seeing. I'm gonna go to my dad. You know, I'm gonna do both. Matter of fact, when my dad, you know, was raising me, you know, I tell everybody to this day, I'm a nerd, dog. Anime, all that stuff. I still did that because that's my dad. Like, my dad was a college hooper that still watched Dragon Ball Z GT on Saturday morning right after practice or recording. So it was like one of them things where, like, I was cool with everybody in school. Gang members, high school hoopers, the nerds, you know what I'm saying? I was cool with everybody because I was a Switch Army Blade Knight because I liked everything.
Same here, yeah.
So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and you know, shoes and everything. I was cool with all that. So it was like, for me, my dad told me, like, look, if you don't feel, you know, this is high school. My dad straight up told me what I was going to see. You said you going to see people having sex. You're going to see people, you know what I'm saying, gangbanging. You're going to see people doing this. You're going to see people doing that. You're going to see a lot of everything. And he told me, said, some of your friends that you went through in middle school aren't going to be your friends in high school because they're going to, you know, go to them. He said, it's going to be up to you to choose the right path. And I asked him, what's the right path? He said, what doesn't feel natural to you. What feels natural to you is it feels okay for you. So, you know, when I see people, you know, yeah, Jalen, you know, in the bathroom smoking cigarettes, like, yeah, Jalen hit this. I'm looking at it like, okay, that stinks, so I'm cool. So I told my dad. That's how I said that one of them things. He said yes, that was a great decision because you could have got in trouble, suspended, off the bat, like things like that. I wouldn't even think. I said, dog, what? I could have lost, you know, all of this, and it was one of the things where it's like, I would sit there and tell the same thing my dad would tell me, like, look, anything that feels unnatural, you don't, feel comfortable doing, don't do it. And, you know, I'm ready to talk, you know, we can have that talk about what it does and what is it to you whenever you want the chance. Now, if you do choose to do this, here are the repercussions. You know what I'm saying? I tell them that too. Not to scare them, but to let you know, like, look, if you still choose to do it, this is what you're putting at risk. You know what I'm saying? Addiction. You know what I'm saying? Constantly getting into it. Because once you get a reputation in school of being bad, it don't matter what you do. You could be walking. Oh, yeah, you outside of class. I was walking to class. It don't matter. You always got that reputation of being bad. So now it's your word against, and my dad always broke it down to me in court. He was like, you go in there, you got 3 felonies, and someone said they see you putting up, you're putting a lock back on something, but it looks like you taking it all, breaking it in. Who you think the judge is going to believe? The person that saw you or your eye with 3 felonies already? Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would do for my son. But for a daughter, I, low-key would do the same thing. I, break it down to, like, look, I could be wrong, but this is what it looks like to me. And, I'm just talking to you. I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. Because that's one thing, another thing my parents, they never accused me. They would ask, like, look, is this what's going on? And you know what I'm saying? They would just take that trust me, like, all right. But now if they did hit me now, if I find out this what's going on.
Yeah, if I find out, you don't tell me.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, it's over. That belt right there going to be crazy. So, yeah, I would tell, like, look, it looks like, to me, this is what you do. I'm not accusing you, but this is what, my eyes tell me. Now, if it's wrong, I apologize. But at the same time, let's have this talk about, sex. Let's talk about what, I'm not even going to say all guys. I'm going to say what most guys want, because, the stereotype, niggas ain't shit, this, that, and the whole time. That's a whole nother episode for y'all.
Let's talk about that.
That's a whole other episode. But yeah, I'll tell you what most guys want, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's up to you to, either, it's up to you to get out of that situation before it becomes a situation. You know what I'm saying? Use what you know. If it feels like, it doesn't feel comfortable to you, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're fine with doing this what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? I show, all that as well too. And I would, if you have any more questions, that I may not answer or you not even feel comfortable telling me, tell your mom. You know what I'm saying? She had, she might have went through these situations at your age. So that's another reason I want to have that relationship with my, I tell everybody, all my children are going to have the same mom. I don't care. I'm not doing all that. Yeah. That's wild. I could never. Because I see some of my friends doing and I was just like, yo, nah, that's wild. I can't do that. So, yeah, that's how I'd approach it.
I think me personally, I'm going to start off with the girl. because you know what I'm saying. I feel like I would treat both of my kids the same. I feel like honestly, the way a lot of men are scared for how their daughters might turn out.
I used to be one of them.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like personally though, there's no need to be scared. You just had to have the confidence that you know who you are as a man, how you treat her, how you treat her mom, and how you treat, you know what I'm saying, her siblings or whatever. Like just you as a person, that she looks up to you. She's like, I want my man to be exactly like my dad. And if you show, your wife, their mom, that love and that affection, and just to the point where her mom is going to continue, constantly, oh my gosh, your dad is so cute, he's so funny, he's so sweet, whatever it is, he's so goofy, silly, whatever that is, that's like, kids see that and they're like, wow, yo. That is something that I wish I could have. So
yeah.
I feel like if you're just naturally that person, your daughter that you raise is going to naturally have those standards off rip. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to have to look to have sex with men or whatever it is. If they so choose to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like when they get to that age and they, you know what I'm saying, everybody, it's all comfortable to talk about, I'm going to have that relationship where it's like, yeah, they can talk to me about it. I ain't going to always like it, but I'm never going to be like, nah, I don't want to hear. I'm never going to shy away from it. And I'm never going to be like, you wrong or you shouldn't do it. Exactly like how you said. I'm going to be like, well, this is your decision. This is, the consequences, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? This is what's more than likely to following your decision. Yeah. And with a son, I think, man, because I learned a lot simply by not having my biological dad really here for me. My brother and I, he kind of, he bounced out early and he's still in the, that's a whole nother situation. I ain't even going to get started on that. He just basically abandoned his other two kids for his new family. But just off of that, you know what I'm saying? I think, my brother and I turned out to be pretty good, honestly. But there are some situations where I feel like him and I should have learned as young men from our father, you know what I'm saying? But we never had one because our mom can't teach us everything. She can't teach us how to be men, how to, work on cars, change tires, do all this and do all that. Can't teach us how to, you know what I'm saying? They can, but if a man, I feel like a father should do something like this, like teach you how to be like fiscally responsible and shit like that. Like, from a young boy, you always idolize your father. So you're like, man, what does he do? And his teachings obviously show you, I feel like, and that goes with how to treat women. My brother and I have always treated women with the utmost respect because that's such a great token to our mom. Because I feel like our father should have been the one to teach, like, this is how you treat a lady, But no, our mom, just by being a strong woman as she is, being able to play both roles, that's what helped my brother and I be able to properly treat women, right? But I feel like that's just the father's duty. Like, those are the small things. Just being there, just being like, yeah, this is what a man's supposed to do. I'm slowly learning a lot of stuff now due to my mom's boyfriend now. He teaches a lot. And, yeah, he does it all. Yeah. Mike do it all, so...
And that's just crazy how small, I've been for cutting you
No,
off.
you good.
It's just crazy how small the world is because my Mike and my dad, bro, anytime I come over here, Lee can speak for it too. Anytime I come over here and Mike ain't doing nothing, it always never fails. Yeah, me and your dad, and I'd be like, it turns into story time, lecture time, and just us laughing. You know what I'm saying? So not even trying to say anything, crazy, but after me and my mom split up, my dad told my mom, like, look, we may not be there, but I'm going to be here for my kids. And it's one of the things where, like, some people never knew me and my mom split. My mom and my dad never split up because they were always at events, basketball games, And they were always like, then your mom and dad, I said, dog, they've been, like, my dad has two daughters now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you wouldn't know beyond this, but yeah, mom and dad been split, but they still come together for their kids, and I always respected him for that. And like you said, my dad does everything. Like think for this, when I come up there and see him, he's teaching, you know, we're going to get back on the grill. I got to freshen up my grilling skills now because I got to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like one of the things where, like, that bond I have with my dad, it's crazy. Like, it's one of the things where, like, I would not replace it for, and it's at one point in time, I did not like my dad. Like, and when I was younger,
Word.
yeah, people, when people hear that now, they were like, "What? You and your dad?" Oh, I see it. Me and my dad are like this now, but at one point in time, I did not like. I didn't start liking my dad for real until I was like maybe 12, 13. Because he told me, he said, "Look," he told me, he said, I know you don't like me, and the reason I know you don't like me because I didn't like my dad as a young age. So it's one thing where I sat back, you know, when I turned 13, I actually like started opening my mind. People say the third eye started opening. I was like, you know, I started growing toward my dad. Like, okay, I started looking forward to seeing him on weekends. And all right, Dad, what we doing? We better go fishing. We about to do this. And then after that, it just started to grow because I started learning more. Started, you know, paying attention. So I figured out everything he was doing was out of love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think my dad maybe beat me one time my whole life. One time my whole life. And it was just like, yo, I was being hateful to this man for, you know, because of, you know, what I saw with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my mom would be, of course, you know, they were, you know, when they split up, they were always like, you know, he don't do this, she don't do that. And it was like me, I'm like, since I stayed with my mom, I was like, dang, my dad this bad? You know what I'm saying? So I was easily influenced by what I was around. And then, you know, I saw it for myself, and I was like, nah, that wasn't it. And I can tell you right now, Jordan was always riding for my dad. Jordan rode with Dad. And it was funny. It's funny to say that because Dad always took me when we were younger and always loved Jordan. Jordan was like, nah, Dad, I'm always looking forward to hang with. That's why he's living with Dad now because they had that understanding, that bond that they're growing up to now. And I'm happy that, you know, that's how it is. And I'm happy that my younger brother, you know, stays up there sometimes now because, you know, they get what I had. You know what I'm saying? I always tell him, it sucks that y'all ain't gonna get that bond that me and him got. I always be playing with it because my dad told me, he said, look, you're not gonna understand that love you have for your child like you have your first. And I think that really opened up to me because then I started thinking back like, dang, he was doing this. He didn't have to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? But he did that for me because, you know, I'm his first boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the first one. And it was just like, you know, he had to stop playing college basketball for me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, when he had me, he stopped picking up the ball and picked up a job. Made sure I was good. Make sure my mom was good. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them things where I'm happy I can say I have that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like another thing, knowing you for so long, I feel like you're going to be a good father just off, you know, you wanting to be there for your child. You don't want to be a repeat of what happened to you, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's almost one of the things where it's like, yeah, I already know most of my friends in my friend circle, if they're either going through something, you know, bad with their, you know, parents, I know when it's their turn, they're not going to make them same mistakes. Yeah, sometimes they may sound like their parent. I'm like, man, you sound like your dad right now. Or, you know, I tell my friend, man, you sound like your dukes. And it just, you know, it comes up because genetics. You know, my girl sometimes be sounding like her mom. I be telling like, all right, Latoya. yeah, you got to talk to me like that. And it just comes out sometimes. So, yeah, I understand. But I do got a question for you.
What's up?
What age are you going to give your child their cell phone?
Child cell phone. I got my first cell phone when I was in 5th grade, I believe. And that was a pretty good age for me. Because even with me being a younger child, my brother was in middle school. And we would not have been, ever since when he went to 6th grade and I was in 3rd grade, we did not go to school at all at the same time until he was a senior and I was a freshman in high school. Since we were 3 grades apart, when I got to middle school, he jumped to high school. So, I was always, you know what I'm saying? I would be the last one by myself a lot. You know, he always left first for the bus or whatever. So it's times where it's like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my own, basically. So it was more so like, yeah, you kind of got to have a phone. Plus, they know I'm not irresponsible or anything. Back then, you know what I'm saying? It might be more trickier now. But back then, when we first got our cell phones, all we could do was text a call. And, you know, we couldn't even call until after 7 or after 9.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
was busting off the house phone.
Yeah, we busted off the house phone already.
You remember the house phone and you was lucky enough had a 3-way, dog? That's when it was
the 3-way.
Yeah, I'm going to call you, then you going to call that person.
Denzel, he had the 10-way.
Oh.
Like, we was lit with that, Jay.
Hey, look,
we was lit.
I had the 10-way, and one of my boys had the 10-way. And another friend had the 3-way, so he would call us first. So he'd be like, all right,
y'all make all the
calls.
That's what I would do, because I only had the 3-way.
Yeah, and then we would, you know, and it was crazy because you would hit a parent on the phone. Hello, can we speak to such and such?
Yeah.
And it would be just funny because they'd be like, hold on, someone speak to my mom real quick. Call me back in like 10 minutes. So we would be like, dang. So do we call back? Like, it was times like that are like, it's crazy that kids won't even remember that because now they lucky enough to get the group FaceTime. Like, dog. And hold on, Uvu back in
Uvu was the shit.
If you ain't had a laptop with the front camera, that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
That was kind of tough. But yeah, for me personally, my parents, and the thing is, my mom didn't even get my first cell phone. Her older sister bought it for me. Like, that was my older sister, I say. My aunt, my mom, I say it's funny. My mom's 3 sisters. My mom, of course, my mom. Her older sister, I didn't live with my mom. I lived with my grandma because she was a school teacher. I lived with her and my mom's older sister, so she became like a sister to me.
Yeah.
She would buy me shoes, shopping, clothes, everything I got was from her when she went shopping. So, and then, you know, when my aunt, my middle son, when she built her house, she moved in with me, so me and her shared my bed until they helped me. So I grew, like, I had a chance to live with all 3 of them now, and it was like, yeah, I feel like I had more, not aunts, I had like sisters. Like, they would talk to me as adults, like, you know, when it's time. But every other time, oh, Jay, you want a glass of wine? Jay, you want to go out there? It was like, you know, it was sisters. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great time. But I think they were okay. My parents were okay having me a cell phone because that's your responsibility getting the Game Boy. You know, my parents were like, they were fine with buying me. So, like, I asked for a Game Boy case or a DS case. They were fine getting it because they were like, okay, he's showing responsibility to, you know, to keeping up with it. You know, having a case and, you know, if it breaks, you got a screen on it. This, that, and the third. And so when the new stuff came out, they were like, Jalen, do you like that? Yeah, I like that. I get it for Christmas or a birthday. And I'd be like, yeah, can I get it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when
I never... Yeah, so my fault to cut you off, but
no,
yeah, I always make sure to keep my PSP, my Game Boys, my DSs, whatever. Yeah, I make sure to keep all that stuff up to speed. So yeah, I definitely took care of that as well. So I see what you're saying. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, but no, I completely. That's the I think it would come with the responsibility or like you said, going to the 6th grade. But it's like, we don't know what it's gonna be when we have kids, dog. We don't know how it's gonna. How tech savvy the world might be. It might be like, yo, you get to the elementary school, you might need to have a little something.
I was about to say, because you know, the fact that kids learn so much off technology now, why take it away from them and make it so? You know what I'm saying? They already know how to work the phones now at this young age.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like you can, as a parent, restrict them from doing certain things like how we were. You can still do that. Just make it so it's like, I mean, you know, as at a young age, honestly, they don't even need a phone that they not even gonna be looking for contacts. So it's like, the only person that's gonna be calling them, they calling is us. You know what I'm saying? The parents or the siblings.
And then half the time they just want to play the game. Like my little cousin Charles, she got the big boy iPad. All she be doing, she be having to hold it down with the 2 hands and have it tilt so she can slide it up.
Yeah.
And play with it. So it's like, she learns, like, you know.
I think like until like, you know, the way it is now, because since I got one in 5th grade, I think my kid getting one at like 3rd grade would be cool, and that don't even necessarily mean they got to take it to school with them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They can just keep it at home.
Because you remember back in the day, there was plenty of times where I got caught beating kids in duel battles, taking their cars, getting the whole deck taken away, getting the DS taken away, getting the Game Boy taken away, the PSP, like all that would be in the teacher. I'd be like, so when can, like I remember one story, and this is funny. Like I got my phone taken away and banned, and I took the battery because the Pandora went off. And me, I'm trying to cover the speakers on because my hands moving. I take the battery, so she's like, no, is your phone going? I'm like, bro, no, I was covering the speaker. Dog, so I called my uncle. Like, yeah, meet me at the school so I can pick my phone up, right? Because, you know, you need a parent to pick the phone up. I didn't know that the school tells your parents that they took the phone. Because it was my first offense ever. Like, I was always good in school. Because I played basketball. So I was like, look, I did that. You know, I tried to stay on the team. So it was like, yo, when that happened, I was like, all right, I'm about to finesse the system. And no, when I got there, they were like, Jalen, you know your parents know you ain't got the phone. I said, oh, I was like, yo, that's crazy. And I would never forget this because I was like, yo, I did not know that. And no one told me. And that's the thing I told my friends. I said, y'all hard for not telling me they would call your parents. Y'all let me get on the phone and call my uncle that was real reliable at the time to take me anywhere. I was like, yeah, y'all hard for that. But yeah, that's...
My first instance, man, it was so hilarious, bro. It was in 5th grade, man. His name was Mr. Early, bro. Anybody who went to Matoka Elementary School, y'all know who Mr. Early is. And that's even, like, our parents. I'm 23. Our parents, you know, were taught by him. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows Mr. Early, man. So, man, I remember one time I had math class. I was in his class. My mom called me. She called my phone, yo. And at the time, I had the Soldier Boy, y'all. That J so soon. And I ain't even know I left my ring on. So that J out of nowhere in the middle of class. Hey, Soldier Boy. And yeah, bitch, yeah. I was like, oh, my gosh, bro. That J was crazy. So, yeah. I got my phone taken for the day. Obviously, I told my mom, I was like, I didn't get in trouble, obviously, because she was the one that called me. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I was on my phone. So, I ain't get in trouble for it, but that's just a funny story I would never forget, bro. But definitely having a cell phone at a young age, it's not, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're a responsible kid, yo, it's not bad at all. Like, I don't see how people can be like, I'm waiting till middle school, or I'm waiting till high school. You're restricting the kid at this point. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. The kid is going to be bad. It's just too much.
Yeah, and another thing, I'm going to speak for all college students here now. Going to family reunions and everything, check on, you know, Thanksgiving, check on your child. Not on the not when y'all see it, but as much as y'all say, Dad, y'all don't call or see us no more, we stressing. We be going through it, and school is not easy. And, you know, so I know there's a majority of people that parents didn't go to college, and, you know, their parent, like my girl, she's a first gen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, check on them. You know what I'm saying? Even if they not in college, you know, always check on your child, because you don't never know what battles they going through. You don't know if they're getting bullied on, because a lot of kids keep stuff to themselves. So it's almost like, you know what I'm saying, check on them now. You know what I'm saying? Go in the way the world is now. Like, kids might not even see tomorrow. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You always got to tell the people that you love them, and, you know, check on them. You know, check on them when you can, because I always think about how would the last conversation with this loved one be if I didn't see him tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's something I always think about. If you know, if I don't talk to him in a good manner, I'd be like, dang, that was our last conversation. Then I just pick up the phone like, nah, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Even if they don't answer, I leave a voicemail to let them know, like, you know, I was here. So, yeah, just for all the parents out there, you know, check on your child, man. You don't know what they're going through. And even if it's nothing, it does so much knowing that there's someone out there just be like, look, they checked on me. Like, I get they my parent, but dang, that felt good, you know? You know what I'm saying? We already dealing with enough with this online school, bro. Don't add no more to us, dog. But, yeah, on this parent, so that's all I got. Unless you got any more.
Just on some like side note type stuff, man. How many like kids do you want to have? Like, what's your like ideal for them?
I'm gonna ask you this. We can keep talking. My mom had 3. My dad has 5 together. Going off my experience as growing up as the older brother, I tell everybody Jordan Justin is like me split in 2 because Justin likes anime, Grey's Anatomy, TV show. While me and Jordan will talk about shoes, basketball, and stuff like this any day. So like they have, but it was at one point where Justin felt like he couldn't talk to me and Jordan because he couldn't relate to us. So me, to liberate that, I would like an even number. 2, 3 is cool, but me, look, I'm sorry. If I get 3, I'm trying to go for 4. They had that even out. You know what I'm saying? They had to feel like, okay, my 2 older siblings are doing something. What my younger siblings, because that's what Justin ended up doing with my cousin Cruz. You know what I'm saying? When me and Joy hang out, Cruz and Justin would always be together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they would fuss and fight, but they were always together because that was the closest person to Justin's age around here. You know what I'm saying? So I would like an even number.
I used to say that too, like an even number. I think more so now. I just want about 2 or 3.
I feel that.
If my idea would be like, I would say 3 just because
3 is just such a good number.
I ain't gotta buy no van or no fucking big ass SUV, no big body if I don't want to.
See, the big body gonna be hard.
I was like, the big body gonna be hard.
But having all them,
it's like, damn, you getting the big body because you have to have
not
it.
Because
not because you want to stun. You gotta have 3 rows in that bitch. Yeah. So that shit. So that's why I would say about 3.
The kids like keep me.
Yeah, they not shit. I was saying like if I had to, I would want 2 boys and 1 girl. I would want a boy to like, you know what I'm saying? Because I would want a boy that's gonna be like the football or the basketball player. If both of them want to be that, that's cool too. But you know what I'm saying? If the other one, I not even trying to live through my kid, but if they end up developing that love for a sport, I would want to see them do what I almost did, but just couldn't quite.
Yeah, I feel.
So it's like, damn, you know. So I want you to go ahead and do that. If another kid wants to, I want another kid to be like their own boss type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, be real good in the academics with it. Like, of course, I want all my kids to be good, but I want one of them motherfuckers gotta be smart as a bitch to be like. Yeah. So I called them and be like, yo, so what's this and what's that? You know what I'm saying? And they tell me what's up. Yeah. I feel like those are the cool relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me go learn from my kid real quick.
And it's like for me, if I have an even number, I want if I do have an even number. All right, say this. Say if it's 2, I want a boy and a girl. If it's 3, of course, then 2 boys, 2 girls. If it's 2 boys, 1 girl. And if it's 4, 2 boys, 2 girls.
2 girls. Got it.
Yeah. So I don't want to even out like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I ain't even gonna say I'm gonna be teed if it don't come out that way. But it's like, dang. Do I want to roll the dice again with it? Or we cutting it out.
I be thinking about that. I be like, yo, if I got like 2 boys, do I want to try? But if I get 3 boys, be like, damn, I got to get a girl.
Or you get hit with the 3 girls. Or you get hit with the 3 girls on the Kobe.
It's like, no, I need a boy.
You gotta keep shooting.
God damn.
You gotta keep shooting. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
That's what it is. Like, damn, I pray.
Hey, look, Mike, we could be living through you with the right. And we don't get hit with it. I'm like, well, Ryan, what it is. But yeah, I understand. I completely understand that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I already know I'm everybody's funkle now when it comes to kids or animals. They always been attracted, or they see me, they get excited. Like, it's funny because when my friends meet me, her dog sees me, completely excited. My girl dog sees me, he'll move Tear out the way to sit between my legs. Or, Chloe, when Chloe sees me, she be like, where you been? Like, you know what I'm saying? How's it been? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that was like, I'm going to be that fun dad. I already know I'm going to be that go-lucky, staying up past, why you got them kids? Or, they got school. Dad, we were just watching a movie. We were just watching the TV. Or, get caught in the kitchen. You want a cookie too, bro?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, with, Ryan's gonna be a piece of work, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying, Mike, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get that right. Ryan ass don't like nobody right now, but that's my goddaughter. I'm gonna make sure I get her right. With my niece, my brother's daughter, I love her to death, and she loves me too. You know what I'm saying? She gets excited to see me, and it's just so fun. It's so cute. Like, I just love it. I just love being around my niece, yo. That, you know what I'm saying, that gives me my best feeling. That's how I know it's like, yo, I'll really do good with a daughter. And also, like you said, with Chloe gets excited to see me too off rip. And we can always joke. She literally told me that, she told me the last time I saw her, when we saw her on the 30th, she told me, she was like, "You're my favorite out of all of my brother's friends or whatever." She told me I was her favorite. I was like, "I'm also your cousin too." "You are?" I was like, "Chloe, we go through this all the time."
Yeah, bro.
And then, like, you know what I'm saying? And me and Chloe, we got that relationship. Me and her joke on each other all day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, also at the same time, you know what I'm saying? She's my dog, yo. Like that's just the shit I love, yo. It's like, and then even with even with my cousin Maya, you know what I'm saying? She looks at me, Mike, as her real brothers. Even though Reezy is her real brother, you know what I'm saying? She look at all of us like her siblings too, and everything like that. And it's just, so I just feel like these are all females. So I just feel like I should have a daughter.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, y'all always take care. You know, you got anything?
Nah, man. Yeah, man. That's pretty much all I got to say, man. Like I said, just beat the buzzer. No shot clock violation over here, man.
And we out.
And we out.